Call the meeting for the Public Safety Committee of the City of Hudson to order for February 11th at 5 PM. A roll call.
Alderperson Alms. Absent. Alderperson Hall.
Here.
Alderperson Morset.
Here. Minutes, approve the minutes. Any corrections?
No, I'll move to accept the minutes.
Okay, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes passes. And we're going to skip down to 4 and 5, and we'll start with number 4, discussion and possible action to conduct the 6th annual Halos of the St. Croix Valley 5K Family Fun Day in Lakefront Park on Saturday, August 6, 2016 at 9 a.m. If you should come on up to the microphone and state your name and your address for the record. And
Sure. Hi, my name is Kelly Espiritu, and my address is 1539 Sequoia Lane in New Richmond, Wisconsin, 54017. Like you said, I'm here to discuss having the 6th annual Halos 5K Family Fun Day. We may change it from a 5K just to keep it in the park more reserved like we have been trying to do. Just not to upset anybody that it's not a true 5K, but it's just for memorial purposes, so. Yeah.
Chief, any issues or concerns?
No, Halos events has been going on for the last couple of years, so we haven't really had any issues, other than the one year when they had so many people, we weren't quite expecting
Ready
that
for
many,
it?
but
That's a
sounds
good
like,
thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
sounds like you're gonna keep everything pretty much in the park and off the street, city streets then?
I think unless it's okay to do that one street in the beginning, if not, I can try to figure it out. Maybe. I just don't know how to start off with that many people and get us more like regulated in a smaller group right away. So I don't know. Is that?
What street are you talking?
First Street, usually what they do is they start off, right at the Locust Street, there at the entrance to the park right there, where it'd be facing the band shell, and then they run down First Street to St. Croix, and then they get onto the paths down there. That's what they've
Yeah.
done in the past,
On the street?
on the street.
We're not blocking it off, though.
No, what we've done this last couple of years is that we've had at least we did last year, is we had a squad car lead them. So
And
people
we-
would see them coming and,
Sorry. We also notified the residents on foot about 3 or 4 days prior with information and just to let them know that for 15 minutes the street would be blocked in front of their home to see if they have any problems with it or.
That's, you're going to do that again, correct?
We could certainly do that again. Someone brought it up last year and I think it worked well, but I
Probably
mean,
me.
we didn't have any problems,
Right.
especially 9 in the morning on a Saturday, but yeah.
and it usually, the runners usually stay in the street. It's the people that are walking usually get onto the sidewalk, which has not been an issue, so.
Okay.
And I haven't
right.
heard any complaints. I haven't gotten any, so.
That's good. We just try to weed out those that don't run like myself from those that do and like to run, so
Yeah.
in the beginning, yeah.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? We'll recommend approval to council at our next
Thank you.
meeting. Thank you. Number 5, discussion possible action to conduct the 2nd annual Colored Dash in Lakefront Park on August 28th, 2016 at 10 a.m. If you folks want to step to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
Tricia Turnquist, 576 Boundary Road, Hudson, Wisconsin.
Chief.
As you can see from the information that was presented, it's basically the same route that was last year. In fact, it's identical to the route that we just approved.
Talked about, yep.
I don't know, how many people did you have last year for the
We
color?
had just over 500 last year.
Yep. So, I think what we did is the same type thing. If they had a lot of people, we would have a squad car that would lead them down. And usually, it maybe takes 5 minutes to get from there down to St. Croix Street, and it's done. At 10 o'clock and I believe this is a Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be relatively quiet down there. My concern last year was the throwing of the color of the starch and stuff, but it seemed to clean up right away. We didn't have any issues. I didn't have any
Yeah, no,
complaints on it either.
it cleans up with a leaf blower. So we just went around with
Right.
big leaf blowers and
It didn't seem to be a problem.
No.
Yeah. Did
Again,
you
no
folks
complaints.
notify the residents of First Street?
We did not last year, no.
We would like to have, I would like to see that again.
I think that's a smart idea.
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely.
okay.
I'll move to
for
approve.
I'll second. Any further discussion? Seeing none? All in
Perfect.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We'll recommend approval February 22nd at City Council. Thank you. Moving back up to number 3, discussion possible action on the request to install 2 15-minute parking spaces on the south side of Locust Street, west of Second Street. Chief?
As you can see from the letter from Mr. Nickleby, who is here, I believe, ready to discuss this item. Dunn Brothers is moving in on the corner where it used to be was the hot dog, and then it was the ice cream emporium and so forth. They're asking for 2 15-minute parking spaces alongside that business on Locust Street for his customers to come up and park. I know this is an issue that's been in front of the council and the Public Safety Committee before in regards to that subject. I did let him know that, but he still would like to bring it forward, so.
If you want to come to the podium, state your name and the record, whoever, or both of you. And plead your case, and we'll wrestle with you.
My name's Rick Swanson, and John is my business partner along with my brother Chris. And we're current owners of the Herbert and Gerbert Sandwich Shop up on the hill, as well as the Dunn Brothers up on the hill. And we are hoping, or at least asking, for the possibility of 1 to 2 parking spots along on Locust, just for the people coming in and out quickly on their way to work more than anything in the mornings for their coffee. We would have loved to have had a drive-through, but I've been looking for 4 years and I just can't find one. So anyway, so it's our request, and in hopes that you would consider that.
Okay. My thing is, I'm not, we all know that parking is a limited asset downtown. I'm okay with 1 maybe on the side, or 1 in front, possibly 2, 1 in front and 1 on the side, but I'm not real interested in 2 on the side.
We'll
Well, I know
take
we've
anything,
done- I know
we'll
we've
take
done-
anything we can get, to be honest with you.
I know we've done that same configuration for down at the Dragon Pearl and for
Right.
Burt's as well.
And that's why I wanted to remain consistent throughout. If you think 2, or the council, if we move forward, if 2 is acceptable. Because
I
we're
don't
taking
have-
2 spots away,
Yeah.
and how valuable they are downtown.
Well,
We can put time things on them. We've done that before as well.
were there just 15 minutes in the morning or something, or?
Yeah,
rather-
how do we, after 8 o'clock, it's open parking
Oh,
or something
okay.
like that?
Well, I think if we put signage on that says 15-minute parking from such and such to such and such time, and then people can use it afterwards, I think that would probably be
The
more
smarter
beneficial.
approach.
The only downside, obviously, is there's no parking meters there, so there is the lost revenue, but I'm not sure how much those meters bring in anyway, so. But I would imagine with Dunn Brothers moving in on that corner, people coming in the morning, I think we're gonna probably have more people using those meters. So the other ones around them should generate some more.
Is there a meter in front of that building?
Not directly in front, because there's a yellow curb.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit farther down. It's for the sight lines.
What are you thinking, Joyce?
Oh, I'm just thinking that this is reasonable to have, because, a coffee shop, that's what people do, is run in and out. So I don't have an objection to it.
There will be a corner entrance to the store that Andy Crone is putting in on the building. So there will be an entrance on the corner of Locust and Main where, if there was one on each street, would fit perfectly because the entrance will be 1 on Locust, 1 on Main, right at the corner there. Just to inform you of what he's planning to do there. But yeah, the biggest issue is just in the morning when once the meters start at 8, and typically what I've noticed downtown is it's really not that busy till about 9, 10 o'clock. Then it starts to get busier. Before that, people can easily park anyway and just zip in on their way to work.
What's your hours of operations on the weekend?
Well, those are not in stone yet, but for the most part, probably in the morning, we'll probably open at 5:30.
Till when?
Therein lies, we'll probably have winter and summer hours. It's probably going to be something like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock during the weekday, and then maybe 10 or 11 on the weekend. Again, not in stone yet. We don't quite know what to expect downtown in the summer yet, so.
And some of it, I'm sure you'll adjust once you've
Right,
gotten
yeah,
some
which we
data.
did when we opened the stores up on the hill. We had to adjust a little bit.
Sure. I just, maybe we could revisit it once you get a handle on it. And
Sure.
Yeah, I was
the way
thinking
I
that.
see the motion is we would kind of, I'd like to see it in front and on the side.
Okay,
I'll make the motion of putting one on Main Street and one on Locust Street with an hour sign on those, 15-minute.
With the times between 8 and
Yeah,
4:30 or 8 and 5,
because
whatever.
I'd like to free those up
Right.
in the evening
Sure.
for diners and
Yeah,
whatnot.
again, the biggest issue for us in our request is the mornings, that's when people want to zip, zip, and go, so.
so you're saying that the 15-minute parking would be done at 5 or 4:30 or whatever what are the meters now, 8 to 5?
8 to 5.
So then at 5 o'clock, they would just be regular meters rather than 15-minute parking?
And if there's an
Yeah.
issue, you can always revisit it.
Yeah.
Well, and I was
that's
going to
more
say,
than
maybe
fair.
we should have it, maybe we should make a plan to revisit it in 6 months or something like that, or, well,
Sure.
When are you going to be open, or what's your time
The-
frame?
We're hoping to be open mid-March. That is our goal. We just got the plans about finalized now, and the bids are going out actually tonight for guys to look at it. Andy, I believe his crew will start on the doors, I believe, probably by 1st of next week. It's just from what I've heard.
So 6 month might be reasonable?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm thankful that you're even considering it, because this is new to us as well, but we just feel as a coffee shop, we know how the people are up on the hill. Boom, boom, and off to
Right.
work they go. So anything we can get, we're very thankful.
Well, we'd love to fill buildings, and we want to make you
yeah.
available for you guys to.
That
I
would
was
be
going to
great.
say the same thing. It would be good to have somebody there that's going to stay rather than something that's going to be closing because of,
If I could just make an observation, if you do one in the front, there are several other businesses right next to him that use those meters long-term, so if there's a 15-minute parking, then their customers aren't gonna be able to use it, versus if you do it on the side, the only other business really close would be the pizza shop, which is Doughboys, which is down half a block, and then the Smiling Moose across, so the two on the side might make more sense, because you probably upset less
that
businesses down
sounds, yeah,
there.
that sounds like a good idea.
I think it would train people as well to maybe make that quick shot down First Street and then up and zip in, rather than crowding up the front, but.
That would be my only concern, that's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Either way, in the future, we're going to have to address the
Sure.
sight lines and the traffic flows on that, because you can't turn with, we took out a meter in front of the Moose because of sightline turnings there.
Correct.
There's gonna sooner or later have to be stop sign lights there, or what. That's a traffic hazard. There's people gonna get hurt. And I don't wanna see any accidents in the
Well-
morning, traveling. I know everybody's zipping,
Yeah.
getting to work.
But those meters
I
on
know
the
what you're
side are
saying.
set back far enough, they're not, I don't think that would be the issue at all.
At this point, I'm looking at safety. Yeah, the guy still gotta come out and turn right.
Correct.
So
But
sightline.
it just depends on who's using the meter. If it's early in the morning, there's usually not a lot of people parking in front of the Moose, so. But that was just an observation. I just, if you're
Well,
gonna
we can
revisit
try-
it.
We can keep it there, and we can talk about it at council, too. If you wanna keep both on Locust for now.
Okay,
I'll
So-
change my motion to 2 on.
2 on Locust,
Yeah,
and then have it 15 minutes until 5 PM?
yeah.
Okay, I will second the motion. And then we revisit this in 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Okay.
Very good, thank you very much.
Any further discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none? We'll recommend it to council for discussion. Thank you. You're welcome. Number 6, EMS update. Brandon?
All right, we filled the operations supervisor position. Josh Olson started on Monday after council approval. And the only other thing we're working on right now is trying to get a game plan for the new facilities
Yep.
moving forward, so.
I've got a email out to get some more information on that. I know we are starting the budgeting of it to get that ball rolling. That's the best I know right now.
Great. We have a few little ideas, little punch list of stuff I can get to you too.
Yeah, wow, pretty quick.
Working on it.
Now, do you guys still have a key, or is Tom Zulu the only one with a key?
Tom has the keys.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that stuff. Fire department.
We're kind of waiting to see what's happening with the projects down the list with the new buildings. I'm just gonna drop these off. So a couple of things we came up with.
Is this your punch list?
Mike Peruka, no, this is just actually, I think I might have mentioned it in the past.
Oh,
Is Mike and I and John's been doing some of this, is we're trying to do a little more education when we go out with, on the inspections, and we just kind of come up with this checklist of kind of the common compliance issues we come up with. So we're handing them out to the property owners, so hopefully just kind of give them a little more education on what they have, and they can kind of check off, and so they know mainly what we're looking for. Obviously, it can't be all encompassing, but we're just trying to get them a little more on board, and they've been pretty receptive. And then the other one is we're trying this year a violations correction reply. So for non-egregious violations, there's a few different ones we have on here. Maybe there's fire extinguisher needs to be recharged or something like that. We're having kind of a self-compliance. So we created this where if they sign off and then send it back, then we can mark it off. Obviously, we double checked in the following year, and then we would never do that for a major
right.
issue. But so we're trying that out this year just to see how it works. Again, so far it's been pretty successful. We're trying to work, more with the business owners to
You've
come.
started this already?
Yep,
That's
this year.
nice.
So that's just a couple things I thought I'd show that we're kind of working on the inspection part. Mike's been busy working, and he's doing a good job. In fact, I've checked a few follow-ups with businesses, and they've been happy with them, and I've been more than happy. He's very organized, and like I said, the other great part is when he's here, we have 25% of a fire crew also when he's in town during the day when we're shorthanded. So other than that, we had our annual meeting. The new officers were elected. Pretty much stayed the same. I think we had one change there. Like I said, we're kind of excited to see what's happening with the facilities issues, and can't wait to start talking about that. And very excited, and appreciate the Common Council and all the hard work you guys have been doing to move forward for having some things happen, and the mayor also.
Well deserved. See, it's a big issue.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm ready to have an office next to our admin too. The running back and forth is a hassle, but again, thank you, because I know it's a lot of work on your part to move forward with this. So we're looking forward to it, and obviously we'll continue to work with EMS even though we're a little ways away. So
I'll make the trip downtown.
yeah.
Any questions or anything for those two? Chief Jensen?
We just completed doing some backgrounds, and I gave a job offer yesterday to Samuel Wellborn from Chippewa Falls, and he's accepted. Sam will be starting with us next Wednesday, will be his first official day with us, so we're
From
looking
Chippewa
forward.
Falls Force, or?
No, he's originally from Chippewa Falls. He worked part-time in Cadott, had worked in Sparta, had gotten hired by Onalaska, was supposed to start with them a week ago Monday, and when we gave him the job offer, he jumped at the chance to come here.
Okay.
So, and we're gonna start him next Wednesday. We're finishing up a background check on the next person in line, which happens to be his identical twin brother. So if that goes through, we'll be hiring both of them, so. But we should be able to identify which one is which, because one's left-handed, the other one's right-handed, so we'll be able to tell them apart.
So where you'll be at, strength of staff?
Well, that will bring us back up to 24 full-time, which will
24
put
now.
us,
We should be at 27, correct?
well, if you include my office staff,
We are at, or no?
we're at 24 full-time sworn.
So, okay.
We have 27 if you count my office staff, of full-time employees of the police department.
Is that number included in the strength, in the formula for?
No, that is not considered into the
So
formula.
technically, we're short officers.
Well, if we were to get up to the average of 2.04 per thousand, yeah, we should be another, I want to say 2 or 3. Because right now, if I'm working on my year-end report right now, and at the end of year end, we were at 23 with a population of 13.4, we were at 1.72.
I think it's something we need to look at.
Well, I would look forward to it, because I would like to be able to get to one day where we could have a minimum of 3 officers out every shift, not just 2. So,
We need to look forward. So we should start
all right,
digging into that.
okay. We can take a look at it.
Okay. Anything else in the police department?
Yes, the other thing is that we just purchased the Lexipol system. That was in my budget. I just purchased that, got online. Melanie and I and Jeff Willems began training on it. So I'm gonna start probably after I get my year-end report done, sitting down and working on that. That's the program that we do our policy and procedures through. This will keep us up to date. It'll be all online, and once it's up and running and the policies are out there, there's also a training element to it. So every day that when the officers come in and they log onto their computers, they'll have to take a little test on one of the policies that we have. And we can use up to 8 hours of that training towards their annual recertification training. So it's something that's gonna really help us in our liability. A lot of our policies were back from 1995 that haven't been updated. So this is gonna save us a lot of time and effort.
Very nice.
Otherwise, that's it for right now.
Any questions? Informational items. I know that I had on for the agenda, I wanted to talk about the safety concerns on Vine Street. It's not on the agenda, so we put that on the next agenda. I know, because we did do a little more talking about Vine Street's bike lanes, solar crossing walks, paint, a lot of paint for remedies and the width with the bike path and whatnot. So you can put that back on, and then at least get that out to the general public for the Vine Street folks as well, or post it.
Okay.
Anything else for future item?
Yeah, last time I had mentioned that there was a concern with, from the park board. I missed the park board meeting on Tuesday. They changed it from the first to the second Tuesday and wasn't able to make it. But Pat Casanova put into the agenda, he said, as we get our first really good snowfall, the timing couldn't have worked out better with the upcoming park board meeting. The kids should be like ants on a snow cone at the sledding hill. I wanted to invite each of you to drive over to the sledding hill on Vine Street and drive around the whole park. I would ask you to do this in the evening and in the afternoon, especially this weekend. While you are there, I'd ask you to look at parking along the north side of Vine along the park, as well as several spaces down both sides of 10th and 11th Street. We may want to consider restricting parking to open up visibility and reduce congestion. It is where people tend to stop to pick up or drop off kids and can get clogged up easily. Please drive down Vine after 4 p.m. and observe the visibility yourself. Park on 10th and watch the speed of the traffic down the hill. You are under the street light. Is there enough light? Does it look safe to you?
That on the next agenda. We can't really talk about it right now. 'cause it's
No,
not
no,
on
but I just wanted to give you a heads up on this,
Yeah,
and,
I did chat with Pat after our last meeting,
okay,
and he had forgot to put it on, so he must have got it on it, and I'll see him tonight as well.
okay, and I don't know what, whether anything was decided on this, at the meeting. I went past there a number of times, but there were never any kids, sledding when I went past, so I haven't been able to observe any of of what he's asked to observe.
Could you send me that email, and then I'll make sure that's part of the package for next month?
Okay, well, here,
If you have it in email form,
Yeah,
you can
okay.
just email it to me.
I'll find it. Yep.
Okay.
Anything else for future items on the agenda?
I move to adjourn.
All second, and all in favor?
Aye?
Aye, all opposed, seeing none, meeting is adjourned, thank you very much. Do you want these back, chief?